with osteoarthritis, and if we have time, we'll be completing basic disease of bone as well. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It is a degenerative joint disease, and it is the most common joint disorder. Okay, there is the erosion of the articular cartilage. Osteoarthritis, also known as the degenerative joint disease, most common in age more than 65 years, and the degeneration occurs in response to the stress that may be either the biomechanical or the biological stress that causes the breakdown of the matrix. Okay, and ultimately there is the erosion of the articular cartilage. What happens is that in the normal joint, the cartilage covers the bone, okay, so that it acts as a shock absorber, and also it smoothens the movement of the joint. Okay, however, in case of osteoarthritis, the articular cartilage is being eroded and the bone is being exposed to the stress, okay, and mechanical stress, and on exposure this there is a painful articulation between one end and the another end of the bone. What may be the risk factor? It may be age, that is more than 60 years, 65 years, family history, it runs in the family, in not in all cases, but in some cases, if mother or the father is being affected, then if the history of obesity in the family, then it is seen from one generation to another generation as well. Excessive weight lifting, joint injury as complication of other arthritis. It can occur as a complication of other type of arthritis, gene mutation, increase in bone density, and also due to high estrogen level. So what happens is that the exact mechanism is not known, okay, but with predisposing factors like aging, genetic, and the biochemical factors, the chondrocyte becomes injured. What is chondrocyte? It is the cell of the cartilage, right? It at first becomes injured, and there is two cases. Sorry.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there was internet connection. Can you just start from first? I am so sorry.
Okay. Okay, osteoarthritis is a degenerative joint disease, and it is the most common joint disorder where there is the erosion of the articular cartilage. Okay, this cartilage, what does it do? It acts as a shock absorber in between the two joint. Okay, there is the presence of articular cartilage that act as the shock absorber. When there is a progressive erosion, the one end of the bone becomes exposed to the another, with producing a friction, and ultimately pain occur. And what happens is that in osteoarthritis, there is the bone is being exposed to various factors, okay, risk factors as age, obesity, stress, injury, high estrogen level, and joint injury, gene mutation. These factors leads to osteoarthritis. Okay, so multifactorial, the exact mechanism is not known, but initially the chondrocyte becomes injured. There are two stages, that is the early and the late. In the early stage, the chondrocyte proliferate. They secrete the various inflammatory mediators, cytokines and interleukin 1, 6, okay, and also the collagen, proteoglycans, and protease. They act together to at first they act at the site of inflammation. The inflammatory mediators as well as this collagenase, protease, proteoglycans are also secreted at the site of injury, okay, and there occurs a inflammatory changes where in the synovium and in the subchondral bone. What is the subchondral bone? Bone just beneath the cartilage, articular cartilage को just beneath there is the presence of bone, right? That bone, in that bone and the synovium, there are inflammatory changes. And in the late stage, when there is repetitive injury, the chronic inflammatory cells as lymphocyte, plasma cell, macrophages, all they come to the site of inflammation, and these chondrocytes are being destroyed. There is a loss of articular cartilage, and there is a change in the subchondral bone. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The same thing I have given in a flow part. Okay, in normal hip joint, what happens is that there is a presence of articular cartilage, so that there is no friction, no rubbing of the bone, and there is no pain. But in arthritic hip joint, this cartilage is being eroded, and there on movement, pain occurs. Okay, there are two classification. Okay, there is primary and the secondary osteoarthritis. For the primary osteoarthritis, there is no any identifiable cause or idiopathic. Primary is always idiopathic, whereas secondary, it occurs following the joint injury, where in case of athletics, if there is previous trauma, if there is bone deformity, if the person is being obese, if the person is obese, and the systemic disease as ochronosis, this is alkaptonuria. Okay, ochronosis means alkaptonuria. It is an inborn error of metabolism. The urine turns black on standing. The detail is not required. Just remember the name: ochronosis and hemochromatosis. For the primary, no identifiable cause. For the secondary, it occurs in response to joint injury, trauma, deformity. Okay. So, what is the most common site? In case of women, knee and hands are involved, whereas in case of men, hips are mostly affected, and even the lower lumbar and the cervical vertebrae are involved. Proximal and distal interphalangeal joint of the fingers are involved, and the first metacarpal and the first metatarsal joint of the feet. First metacarpal joint of the hand and the metatarsal joint of the feet is also involved. So what happens is that this morning stiffness and the pain is exacerbated on movement. Okay, the patient feels as if the joint has been locked. There is the production of a noise within the joint, that is joint crepitation, and even there is joint swelling, loss of joint flexibility, and this may even lead to, if the osteophytes protrude within the spinal foramina, it may cause nerve root compression with pain, muscle spasm, muscle atrophy. Okay, and in the case of osteoarthritis, there is the presence of two kind of node, that is Heberden and the Bouchard. Heberden node in the distal interphalangeal joint and the Bouchards in the proximal. I've only mentioned here Heberdens. That one is sufficient for your level. These are the sign and symptoms. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the morphology. When we look closely at the articular cartilage, okay, the surface is soft and granular, also known as chondromalacia. That means softening of the cartilage. Okay, but on microscopy, what we see is that the chondrocytes that initially proliferate. Okay, microscopically with morphology as well. Okay, because we don't see the water content of the matrix. Okay, microscopically, what happens is that the chondrocytes proliferate and there they form clusters. The water content of the extracellular matrix, that is the collagen, type 2 collagen, all are decreased, and this water content is increased, but the type 2 collagen, proteoglycans, these are all decreased. Okay, and also we see the fibrillation and crackling of the matrix. This is fibrillation and the crackling of the articular cartilage. So when the surface, when the articular cartilage becomes eroded, what happens is that the subchondral bone becomes exposed. Okay, and this subchondral bone now act as a new articular cartilage, and it fricks and there is a presence of friction with the opposite end of the degenerated articular cartilage. So this continuous friction give a polished surface. Okay, that is known as bone eburnation. Continuous friction between the two surface of the subchondral bone gives a polished appearance of the surfaces, that is known as bone eburnation, and ultimately the synovial fluid synovial fluid enters the subchondral region, forming the subchondral cyst. And also there is the bony outgrowth, that is the osteophyte, syn and pannus formation. Okay, at first there is fibrillation. It's a fibrillation of articular cartilage. Here there is a presence of articular cartilage, right? When this articular cartilage is eroded, this subchondral bone becomes exposed. When the subchondral bone becomes exposed, it acts as a new articular cartilage with that of the another degenerated articular surface. It articulates with the another bone surface. Okay, so there is friction between these two ends, giving a polished appearance in the surface, and even the synovial fluid leaks inside the subchondral bone, giving a subchondral cyst. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And, I forgot to mention this. Even when the articular cartilage becomes eroded, then this losing of the small bone will also lose into the joint space, forming a loose bodies. Okay. When the articular cartilage is eroded, the small portion of the subchondral bone will also dislodge into the joint space, forming a loose bodies. Is it clear? Morphology?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any question?
No, ma'am.
Shall I start Paget disease then?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just wait, I'll keep this.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
त्यो 12 नम्बर स्लाइडको एकचोटि फेरि भनिदिनु न म्याम, अघि त्यो नेट गएर केही पनि बुझेन म्याम।
एकैछिन कुन के थियो रे? के वाला पोर्सन?
12 नम्बरको स्लाइड म्याम।
एकैछिन मैले क्लोज गर्छु कि एकैछिन। नम्बरको स्लाइड के हुन्छ भन्दा इनिशियली चाहिँ के हुन्छ त भन्दाखेरि कन्ड्रोसाइटहरुले चाहिँ प्रोलिफरेट हुन्छ रे के इनिशियल स्टेजमा हैन, कन्ड्रोसाइटको प्रोलिफरेसन। तर एज द स्टेज प्रोग्रेसेस हैन, अर्लीबाट लेटमा प्रोग्रेस हुँदै जाँदाखेरि जुन त्यो एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर म्याट्रिक्सहरु हुन्छ नि, त्यसको वाटर कन्टेन्ट चाहिँ बढ्छ। ओके, बट द प्रोटियोग्लाइकेन्स एन्ड द कोलाजन गेट्स डिग्रेडेड। ओके, एन्ड अल्टिमेटली व्हाट ह्यापन इज दैट देयर इज द fibrillation and crackling appears. Okay, fibrillation and crackling appears, and also the small cartilage get dislodged into the joint space, giving a formation of joint mice. Okay, and when the articular cartilage is eroded, the underlying subchondral bone acts as a new articular cartilage. Okay, then there is a friction of that new articular cartilage formed by the subchondral bone with the opposite end. Okay, this friction gives a polished surface that is known as bone eburnation, and ultimately there is a formation of small fractures or the gap because the articular cartilage is already eroded, and this synovial fluid now enters into the subchondral bone spaces, forming subchondral bone cyst. And even there is the bone protrusion at the site of the articular cartilage. Okay, means In the end of the bone, there is the bony protrusion. Is it clear? And ultimately, there is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
fibrosis formation or formation of pannus occur in the peripheral portion of the articular cartilage. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Hmm. Shall I start Paget disease?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Paget disease of bone. It is also known as osteitis deformans. It is a condition of increased but disorder and structurally unsound bone. What does this mean is that the bone density is increased, but the bone that is formed is structurally abnormal or disordered. Okay. There are the three phases of Paget disease. Osteolytic phase, and then osteoblastic phase, that is the mixed phase, and finally osteosclerotic phase. Okay. Osteolytic, mixed phase, that is osteoblastic, and finally osteosclerotic phase. And it occurs in late adulthood, mostly more than 40 years of age. But what is the pathogenesis? Here, both the genetic and the environmental factors are responsible. In the familial, mostly the 50% of the familial cases and the 10% of sporadic cases occur due to the mutation in SQSTM1 gene. Just remember the name, no full form is required. The mutation in SQSTM1 gene is responsible for familial and sporadic cases of Paget disease. And this mutation, what does it do? It increases the activity of nuclear factor kappa beta, which increases the osteoclastic activity that further causes the bone remodeling. Okay. And because we know that the osteoclast is responsible for bone remodeling, there may be the juvenile Paget disease as well. But for this, there is the mutation in the rank and OPG, that is osteoprotoserine. Name is not required. The juvenile Paget disease occurs due to the mutation in the rank and OPG. Okay. Okay. What is this rank? Rank binds with the rank ligand and it is responsible for osteoclast differentiation. And this OPG is produced by the osteoblastic cells, and it prevents the excessive bone resorption. OPG. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just the name is sufficient. OPG means osteoprotoserine. Okay. And this rank is the receptor activator of nuclear factor kappa that binds with the rank ligand. And this, what does the rank do? It prevents the osteoclastic differentiation and activation. But the OPG, it is produced by the osteoblast and it prevents the excess bone resorption. OPG prevents the excess bone resorption. And what is the main etiology behind is that when these osteoclastic precursors are being infected with measles or with another RNA viruses, this leads to increased bone resorption. Okay, by alternating the vitamin D sensitivity and interleukin-6 secretion, but there is no such mechanism how the interleukin-6 secretion occurs, what happened, and why bone resorption occur. Okay, just I found this. The exact mechanism is not known. If the pathogenesis is being asked, you can write this genetic and environmental factor, mutation in SQSTM1 gene. This mutation is responsible for increasing the activity of nuclear factor kappa beta that increases the osteoclast activity. Likewise, there is the infection of the osteoclast precursors by the measles and RNA virus that leads to the increased bone resorption. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, what happened in the initial osteolytic phase? Generally, the osteoclast number is very less. Okay, number of osteoclast is one of the multinuclear design cell. It may be either from 6 to 8. However, in case of the initial osteolytic phase, there are numerous osteoclasts and resorption pit, and this osteoclast may have many nuclei, more than 100, and this osteoclast may also persist in the mixed phase. But the bony surface, as we know that bony surface is lined by osteoblast, the bony surface is lined by osteoblast, but the osteoclast persists even in the mixed phase. Okay. And in the osteosclerotic phase, what happens is that there is a mosaic pattern of lamellar bone. I'll show you in the picture. The jigsaw puzzle-like appearance that is produced by the prominent cement line join haphazardly oriented units of lamellar bone. The bone is thickened, lack the structural stability, and is vulnerable to deformation and fracture. What happens is that in the osteolytic phase, these are the osteoclasts. Okay, their nuclei are many, more than even 100. Okay, but the bony surface becomes lined by the osteoblast. In the mixed phase, there are both the osteoclast and osteoblast. Okay, these are the osteoblast. Bony surface is being lined by osteoblast. There is a new bone formation, and what happens in the osteosclerotic phase, there is a new bone formation as well. But this is the jigsaw puzzle-like appearance, and this is the mosaic pattern. This jigsaw puzzle-like appearance is formed by joining of the lamellar bone. Okay, this is the mosaic pattern. Okay, this is the mosaic pattern or the Chinese letter pattern. It is also known as Chinese letter pattern. There is no definite pattern, but this pattern is produced by the joining of the lamellar bone. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it is polyostotic, means involving the multiple side, or maybe monostotic as well. And the axial skeleton and the proximal femur is mostly involved, and it may be an incidental finding as well. The pain is mostly felt at the affected bone, and they may also produces microfractures or the bony outgrowth. Okay, that may cause the spinal and nerve root compression. There is the pain. It may produce the spinal and nerve root compression as well. And even there may be the enlargement of the cranium and the facial bone. Okay, giving a leontiasius ossea, that is lion face. There may be the enlargement of the cranium bone and the facial bone as well, giving a lion face appearance. The person becomes very uneasy. The cranium being heavy, the person feels very uneasy even to hold his own head erect, and the bone is disorderly formed. Okay, but the bone is weakened so that it may also invade within the skull base. This weak bone may also lead to the invagination of the skull base and may compress the posterior fossa. There may be the spinal cord compression. Okay, these are the clinical features, and these are the clinical features. What happens is that there may be the anterior bowing of the femur and tibia, distortion of the femoral head, that may even lead to the secondary osteoarthritis. As we have already mentioned, the secondary osteoarthritis is due to either trauma, congenital anomaly, as previously mentioned, right, as hemochromatosis or chronosis. This may even predispose to secondary osteoarthritis. The bone is formed, but these are disordered, so they may be prone to fracture. Okay, that is chalk stick type of fracture. And there may be kyphosis or the compression fracture of the spine and spinal cord injury as well. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In radiography, we will see the bone deformity, and here also on histology there is a mosaic pattern of bone formation. There is an elevation of serum alkaline phosphatase because of the increase in the osteoblastic activity. Okay, there is a continuous bone formation occurs, but as the new bone is being formed and this normal phenomenon or the normal bone metabolism and the bone formation is being continued, the serum calcium and the phosphorus level is normal. However, it is likely to lead to the tumor-like condition, that is the secondary osteosarcoma. In bone tumor, you must remember that I have already mentioned there. The cause of osteosarcoma, that may be secondary to Paget disease, right? So the osteosarcoma can also occur in case of the Paget disease, and even the individual may have the mild symptoms that can be suppressed with calcitonin and bisphosphonate. Okay, these are the treatment. But if the osteosarcoma has already been in progress, then not only this calcitonin and bisphosphonate will work, the patient will require chemo and surgery as well. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. These are the two chapters today we study. Is there any question?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Final स्टेजमा कस्तो
Yeah.
हुन्छ मैम?
हजुर,
स्क्लेरोटिक स्टेजमा कस्तो हुन्छ?
स्क्लेरोटिक स्टेजमा
फाइनल स्क्लेरोटिक स्टेजमा
ओस्टियोस्क्लेरोटिक स्टेजमा त प्रिडोमिनेन्टली ओस्टियोब्लास्टिक फर्मेसन हुन्छ नि त. माथि ओस्टियोलाइटिकमा चाहिँ ओस्टियोक्लास्ट हुन्छ, तर लाइन बाई ओस्टियोब्लास्ट मात्र हुन्छ हैन. मिक्स्डमा दुवै हुन्छ भने ओस्टियोस्क्लेरोटिकमा चाहिँ ओस्टियोब्लास्टै प्रिडोमिनेन्ट हुन्छ के है. ओके, अरु के छ?
Excuse me, ma'am.
या
म्याम हिजो हजुरले यो एचजिपिआरटी एन्जाइम पार्सियली ल्याक पनि हुन्छ भन्नुभएको थियो, अनि यो पार्सियली ल्याक हुनु भनेको एन्जाइम कस्तो कन्डिसन हो, यो चाहिँ अलि बुझेन बताइदिनु.
त्यो के पार्सल ल्याक भयो भने चाहिँ त्यो एउटा डिजिज कन्डिसन नै हुन्छ के. त्यो चाहिँ मैले पनि राम्ररी गरिन, तर हजुर
डिजिज भन्दा नि जस्तो एन्जाइम पार्सियली ल्याक भन्नु कस्तो त्यो चाहिँ बुझेन कि, त्यो बताइदिनु.
त्यो एचजिपी त्यसको लागि त्यो पुरै प्युरिनको उ चाहिन्छ के. पार्सली ल्याक भयो भने चाहिँ के अरे यो एउटा कन्डिसन केलिए समथिङ सेगमिलर सिन्ड्रोम भनेर हुन्छ हैन. तर त्यसमा चाहिँ लेस न्युरोलोजिकल इन्भल्भमेन्ट हुन्छ के. जस्तै उता चाहिँ त्यो कम्प्लिट ल्याकमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ, द पेसेन्ट विल सेल्फ म्युटिलेट त्यस्तो हुन्छ नि त. तर यो पार्सल ल्याक भयो भने चाहिँ त्यो सिम्पटम्स अफ गाउटहरू चाहिँ हुन्छ, तर न्युरोलोजिकल इन्भल्भमेन्ट चाहिँ कम हुन्छ के.
अनि म्याम यो कम्प्लिट जसरी होइन, कम्प्लिट ल्याक भन्नुको मतलब त त्यो सिक्रेट नै भएन, त्यो एन्जाइम प्रोड्युस नै भएन, एउटा कन्डिसन यो हो. अनि पार्सियल ल्याक भनेको कस्तो, यो बुझ्न खोजेको.
पार्सल ल्याक भनेको इन्जाइम चाहिँ प्रेजेन्ट हुने तर इन स्मल अमाउन्ट भन्न खोजेको के. पार्सल ल्याक भने चाहिँ
सिक्रेसन अलि हुनुपर्ने
हुने तर कम हुने के.
कम. ए हुन्छ, हस्, थ्याङ्क
है.
हुन्छ, हस्, थ्याङ्क यू.
वेलकम. अरु केही छ? Okay, the next class will be studying osteoporosis. Okay, I think next class will be next week, not in this week now. Okay, have a good day. I'll be sending this two topic and study as well. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye bye. Bye bye. Have a